Good to see you all. It's quite an unusual event, this, for us. I mean, when I've talked about doing International Men's Day, my daughter laughed at me. She said, "Is that a thing? Dad, is that really a thing?" And it's very rare. We do loads of diversity events. We've even been in this room, which is where I know my esteemed colleagues. And it's very rare that my colleagues let me facilitate an event of this nature. A diversity event is I've never felt so relevant, so I'm excited. Good to see you all. Look, my ambition for our session isn't that we all finally book an appointment at the doctor's for that little niggle we've had for the last 12 years. My ambition for this event is drama. So with drama, it's an opportunity to look in the mirror, to analyze our behaviors, and to think about our choices, actually, in a series of set situations, in a series of moments. That's what I've got down for us with regard to today. My name's David. I'm David Lever. I'm the founding director of a thing called Bijingo. It's an unusual thing. It's a niche thing. It's a drama-based training company, and we go into organizations like yours. We're working with, in all the concrete buildings around here and New York and Singapore globally, we're working with organizations such as yours. And so I see faces like yours quite regularly, and the balance of male-female is very similar to this in most of the rooms that we go in. So we're used to these type of events, and today we've got 50 minutes. We've only got 5 minutes, and I've mentioned this thing called drama. This session is interactive. Now, normally when I say drama and interactive, people get a little bit nervous. I assure you, you can do what you do best in this session. You can have an opinion. No one's going to ask you to do any acting. We'll do all that. All I'm going to ask you to do is to bring your opinions and share your opinions of what you see and what you hear, and what thoughts and feelings about those things happen for you. So that's what I'm going to invite you to do today. So in a second, we're going to go to this thing called the theatre. And we're going to go to my fictional firm, and we're going to see some of my friends who are about to have a Monday morning meeting about a client review, about some client concerns that they have. And as I say, I just want you to do what you do best and think about what you see. We're going to meet Louis, and we're going to meet Tom, and in a minute, but it's Tom for now. And in a minute, you're going to see Matt, but he's running a bit late. So let's go to the theatre.
Young Louis.
Morning.
Apologies.
Why?
I'm late, am I not?
No, bang on time.
Oh, well, on time feels late when others are early.
I just thought I'd check we've got coffee.
Oh, good man, good man. Matt?
Running a bit late, you'll be here in a minute.
Ah, right.
Good weekend?
I was about to ask you the same thing. I got out of everyone's way and I watched a bit of sport.
Oh, nice.
You must like the football, right?
Must I?
Well, your dad works for Sky Sports, does he not?
Yeah, he does, but I don't. Yeah, look, I could probably name you more varieties of chutney than footballers. I was more often at the farmer's market on a Saturday with Mum.
Right. You know, I remember you from your first week. I've never told you this. You asked a question at the induction when I came to talk.
I did, yeah.
About work-life challenge. Bit cheeky, that.
Oh, well, I thought you dodged it very well.
Yes, thank you very much. I thought so too.
Sorry, I got held up. We've not started.
No, not yet.
Right. Great.
Milk?
Oh, no, black, please, thanks.
I was worried you were stuck chatting with the mums at the primary school coffee morning.
Right, no, apologies. It's hard to get away from the school gate sometimes.
Yeah, I can't say I ever had that problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure my dad ever took me to school.
Anyway, you've missed nothing but the bant, so should we crack on?
Great. Yeah, so shall we talk about the client? I've kept you
Please.
waiting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you know, they've expressed some concerns. Performance has been below the target, and market benchmark since the inception of our mandate. And it's not dramatic, but it's raised a few eyebrows.
Let's go on.
And they've also, they're worried that changes in asset allocation policy might have detracted the value.
Well, these policy changes were made by the Asset Allocation Committee, not by you directly.
Right.
But nonetheless, you're the face, and we need that face to be a happy one. So going forward, we need to put the best spin on the past underperformance. We need to explain how we're addressing the volatile investment environment. Lou, are you all right to support him on this?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, good. Communication needs to be close, and we need composure. You know, we're a bit like United in this. We're a bit of a fallen giant. So we need to be Fergie, yes?
Not the Black Eyed Peas singer. It's Scottish football manager. That's probably a bit before your time too.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But what I'm hearing is, close communication, composure, and communicating that underperformance with clarity and confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially a bit of confidence building will be needed. Matt, you're their third portfolio manager in as many years, so we need you to be strong. We need you to be a fixture. So I'm thinking a regular meeting like this every week to address any concerns that the client has.
Yeah, sounds good. Same time as today?
Yeah, well, if that works for everyone else. Matt, coffee mornings?
No. So also the client review meeting. It's very close to due date for baby number 2.
Why?
Not sure how to answer that. But even if we manage to avoid it, it's likely I'll be on paternity leave.
Paternity leave? Right. When's the due date?
2 weeks from now.
We can get this over the line by then, can't we?
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, but it could be any day now, really. I just want to be realistic about.
So you're not going to be coming to any of the prep meetings?
No. I'll be there. I just want you both to be aware that things are a bit unpredictable on my end.
Right, well, it would be good to get to the other side of this first, yeah?
Well, yeah, I'll check diaries and see what we can do. I'll go and do that now.
I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, listen, Matt, mate, I'm fully supportive. I am a dad myself, as you know, but a definitive answer would be helpful. How long are you going to be out for? Do I need somebody else to replace you? I can't believe we're going to have 4 portfolio managers in 3 years. They're not going to be very happy at all.
I'm weighing things up at the moment.
Yeah. Some portfolio managers do their best work when they need to provide, yeah?
Right.
Yeah. It's just a thought. Let's put a pin on this for today. Have a chat with your partner, yeah? I want to make sure we're all aligned on this. We can take it from there. Should we talk tomorrow?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Boo?
Not
What do you mean, boo?
pantomime. When you go to the theatre, you have to applaud.
Did you notice I wasn't going to move until I got there?
And it doesn't matter whether you've had a good time or not. All it matters is that you keep your hands warm. Where's the tablet? For those of you joining us virtually, I'm going to ask some questions, and please type away and share. I'd be very grateful, but I'm going to share these same questions with the audience present. I kind of just want to get your feelings, your thoughts, feelings and opinions about what you've just seen. So thoughts, feelings and opinions about what you've just seen, please type away. But let's go to those present first, please. I'll hear voices. Do we have microphones passing around with regards to, there's a microphone
I can do
passing
one.
from an angle there. And anyone want to share out? Like, yes, please.
1, 2.
You felt uncomfortable. Good. Well done. That's theatre for you.
Hang on a minute. Might as well. As soon as we got
Thank you.
we got it.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, overall, it felt uncomfortable to
Yes.
listen to watch. I think there's a couple of things that stood out. One around, there was quite a few microaggressions in places.
All right.
And also, I felt there was a lack of authenticity in terms of asking about the weekend.
You just felt like
Small chat.
Okay, yeah. And what we do, we say, how are you? I remember my granddad, when people used to say, how are you? And he used to give them a proper answer. You could see people kind of going, no, 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 no. Actually, please don't answer this properly. I don't need to know about your eye operation or any of those things. It's actually, you just say, I'm fine, how are you back? Yes, right, good. Thank you for that. We got more. Yes, there's one. Let's pass the mic over there. Thank you very much.
It felt familiar.
It felt, okay, thank you. There's a familiarity to the thing. If you could speak into the mic for those.
In terms of the scenario, not of birth, but my wife suffers from epilepsy, and a number of times I've got colleagues here, you'll be preparing for a pitch, and you just don't know whether I'll be in a hospital at a bedside or I'll be there. And so, life intervenes, and businesses work around that and support people to work around that too. But yeah, it did feel frighteningly familiar.
Frighteningly familiar. Okay, thank you for sharing that. We'll get some more. While we're doing that online, 3 men with very different backgrounds. Hard to hear some of the comments. So hopefully we're sharing those comments as we go through the mic. So I'm doing my best. Anyone else? What do you want to? If I gave you 2 things and the same online, if you have a choice to ask or tell any of these characters, which character do you want to speak to first?
Not me.
Who would you like to speak to?
That guy.
With this guy?
No, the other one.
So you want to speak to Matt? Okay. Let's get Matt in here. Matt, we've got some questions. So please type away if there's things you want. Let's start with ask. Let's keep 2 simple dimensions: ask and tell. So we'll start with ask. What do you want to ask him? And if you could type away as well, my virtual friends, what you'd like to ask him. Let's go. Yes, sir.
How did you feel when your boss asked you when your baby was going to be born, or to plan around that?
Felt awkward. It made me really question whether I should be taking paternity leave or not. It made me feel awkward about even thinking about it, and because he was being pretty insistent about the fact that I had to see this through to the end, this relationship with the client, I'm wondering if I do take paternity leave, how's that going to end up affecting my career, my place in this company, my relationship with Tom, whether I'm going to be seen as a team player or too concerned with my family life to make more progression at the firm. Yeah, it's a worry.
Okay, so there's multiple concerns about accessing one's rights. Actually, kind of strange, isn't it? Any more out there? I've got one here. I've got one here from our virtual friends. What's most important to you if you're honest with yourself?
I want to be able to provide for my family, of course, but I also want to be able to provide for my family not only financially, but also with my presence, with my time, to make sure my partner's not the only one who's looking after the kids. And it feels like in contexts like that, in situations and conversations like that, it feels like those 2 things are in contention, and they shouldn't be.
Okay, I've also got one here which doesn't feel like a question, but thank you. Do you care more about your job than your baby?
No.
No is the answer. Thank you for that. Any more in the house? Yes, please.
Have you managed the expectation with your boss before?
Have you managed the expectation with your boss before? Have you spoken about this? Have you signposted to Tom that this is a possibility?
No, I think I could have been a lot clearer. And this is the second kid. With the first kid, I didn't take paternity leave for all the reasons that I was outlining beforehand. I was concerned how it was going to affect career progression, but obviously, second child, that's twice as many, and it means I really should be there at home. But yeah, maybe I could have signposted it with the company and with my boss earlier and more clearly.
Does anybody want to tell him anything? Anyone want to give him some advice, or you can end this sentence with a full stop rather than a question mark? Have a go. Anybody going to go, mate, this is what you want to do? Okay, so assert. Tell Tom what you want and what you need. Great. And you can see that that's been a hard process for him to come to because of the multiple feelings and thoughts and fears around that from a career perspective. Thank you. But he should assert. Be more assertive. Anyone else out there? I've got another question here. How long have you worked for your manager? He doesn't seem to know you. Well, maybe we'll go to him with regard to that. Great. Thank you very much. Quick round. Thank you. I want to get Tom. I don't think you'll need. Well, I'll have that just in case it's the front row. Ooh. Okay. Wow. See, now this is really interesting because actually this concept of being a good or goodish person is kicking in, even with the audience. Is that we've got this dilemma between good and bad already in the audience. We've got the evil character. Yes.
Character under a lot of pressure, I think, is what you'd say.
Yes, we've thrown you under the bus from a script perspective. But ultimately, you know, this is potentially a learning moment. I'm going to say this to my friend Tom. Mm-hmm. In real life, actually, Howell. Mm-hmm. But in this particular instance, I think you're more good than bad.
Okay.
All right?
I'll take that.
Thank you. But it's about finding a way in which you understand what's happened here. So I want to get some questions again for Tom this time from the audience. You don't seem to know him is an accusation here. Why is that? What's going on for you?
I would say that there is a belief that we should be involved in the people's lives that we manage all the time. There's only so much I can take on board. I don't only manage him, I manage other people. And there's only so much I can take on board. I can't take on board everyone's personal problems. Everyone has something. So every one of us has something that we're hiding and we're dealing with. Is it my job to take it on board?
All right. So he's working with that concept of my people are not my family. My people are my community, but not my family. I don't own them. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I need to be a bit dispassionate in times of crisis. Thank you. Go.
Do you wish you'd had paternity leave?
We might come to that in a minute.
Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you. Ange.
Did the other portfolio managers leave because of you?
Did I ever...
Did the other portfolio managers leave because of you? You've had 3 in 3 years.
I'll hold my comment on that, but yes, we've had a few... there's been a bit of turnover, yes.
So there's been so potentially, as a manager, you believe that you might be involved in a bit of churn.
Well, can I just say that, you know, it's always the complaint, but nobody thinks about me in these situations.
Oh.
I have to deal with people leaving because they're upset, they're angry about certain things, and I'm the one who has to deal with the flux.
Did you get the same pressure in your case in your career? Did you ever have a manager treat you like this? I mean, is there a role model that's created you?
It just wasn't.
Are you
really,
Frankenstein's monster?
Paternity leave wasn't a big thing.
Okay, once upon a day. Yes, please.
Tom, do you think it's all because you don't understand the next generation?
I think there is.
Because obviously there was the issue with Louis as well, where you obviously didn't get what he wanted from, you know, work-life balance and.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a generational problem between us. Yes, I think that is true. But again, I would say there seems to be a thing that the older generation have to be more understanding of the young generation. Let's flip that over. Let's see if the younger generation can understand things from our perspective.
Wow, he really is after a job in Panzo this year.
I mean it.
Thank you. Yes, you got one right at the back there.
Congratulations for the crew as an excellent performance there. I think it portrays very well what we need to visually see and reflect on today in society.
I think that's some feedback on your acting.
Yes,
I'll take
yes.
We'll take it though. We'll take it in this moment.
I'm Brazilian,
yeah,
and I've suffered the football thing all my life since college, since school days, because I have 2 left foot. So whilst people hanging out with football, I was hanging out with the girls playing guitar and having some different idea of good time.
You're the Brazilian who can't play football, is that right?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. You see, if you're good, you stay. If you're not, they just send you over to work in finance.
This is great. Thanks for joining us.
I feel a bit of feedback. The way I feel it is the manager needs to take a step back and have a a little bit of reflection time, a little bit of feedback on his own actions.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go there. Let's go there. You've introduced the idea of giving my mate Tom here some feedback. So can I invite you, my virtual friends, some feedback you want to give him, and also in the room. Can I ask for a hand? Somebody to stick their hand in the air to give this guy some feedback.
Otherwise, I'll keep on behaving exactly the same way.
I'm interested in what we say in this moment, because it's quite tricky, isn't it? Because we've got this good-bad dilemma. What do we do to help him look in the mirror and see that what he's doing is not a great thing, but also preserve his esteem around this? So this isn't as easy as we think. Go.
I would probably say ask some questions. You could find out about Louis' chutney. You could probably give Matt a minute to, get his stuff out of his bag before he get deep into the meeting. That might be nice.
That's a fair point.
My feedback.
Find out about Louis' chutney.
Yeah, Louis, I don't.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's about connection. So what you're saying is we need to connect with our humans, the humans around us, build a relationship.
Connection. So I'm getting connection.
What about some actual feedback about what we've just seen? Can we get that too? Have we got any volunteers to deliver some feedback?
There's one over here, David.
We got one. Yes.
I think
so.
in general you felt very dismissive. Even after being told that they weren't into football, you continued to make football analogies that you almost knew they wouldn't get. And also just, Matt obviously prioritises taking his children to school, but you're kind of mocking him for being with the school mums and things. And it just generally taking some time to step back and accept that people aren't always going to be your model of masculinity.
Okay.
Your version of the world is not everybody's.
No football, no sport, no... But yes, chutneys.
Okay. The fact that you see his paternity leave as a problem...
well, it is my problem, isn't it?
Well, is a bit of a shame. You said you were a dad?
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is all coming in. This isn't me. This is coming through. Not all managers should manage. Sorry, mate. Time for a career treading the boards, is what I'm reading.
I have to say, I tried that. Didn't work out.
Which is why he's available to us today.
You don't know how true that is.
No, really. In essence, what did you see that he said and did, and what's the impact of what he said and did in that moment? Help me. Yes, thank you. Can we?
You made your colleagues feel small and irrelevant.
Right.
Okay.
So do the opposite of that, basically.
So that's the impact of his behaviour in that moment. What were the key phrases that we heard? Yes, Angie. We got a mic still going.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, go on. Go on, but please, the feedback. I'm interested in this.
So if you can't relate, just keep it to work, the professional. What do you need to know from them? What do you need the answers to? And then what are the action points for you without all the sarcastic comments?
Right.
So just stick to the work, stick to the professional. You'll do better for you, you'll do better for them. And just then end the meeting with action items.
Fair enough. In other words, I'm not good at the touchy-feely stuff, so don't even try.
You're awful. Just
Fine,
don't
okay,
go there.
Yeah. If we can't take that meeting back, is it appropriate to apologise?
No, because you'll mess it up. You should do.
Oh.
You should, mate. I should apologise.
We're going to have a go. Yeah, I want to pick up on something I heard. Yes, sorry, Nathan. Before I go on to a point you made in the last.
I was just going to say on the feedback. Think about your body language and how you were facing them, what you were doing while you were talking to them. Maybe there's a way of opening up a bit by using non-verbal behaviour.
Non-verbal communication. Okay.
Thank you. I want to pick up a point that you made in the last piece, that sometimes actually, talking about how you've become menopause, Matt. Is that right? Actually, sometimes being the person who's least involved or least feels like it's not something that's to do with me, but it gives you permission to actually get most involved, to be that ally. Is that a fair translation of what you were saying? So is young Louis sometimes the most appropriate person to give him that feedback? As the observer, dispassionate observer of what he's seeing, someone who hasn't got kids, someone who's not involved in this, might be a good person to do that. In your organisations, how would that wash that young Louis gives MD-ish guy a little bit of feedback? Quite a tough call. But I want us to move. Yes, yeah, please.
So I was just going to say that that's probably the major benefit of reverse mentorship. So where you partner with a senior leader with someone that's more junior, where you can provide that type of feedback in a setting that doesn't demean the senior person, but also empowers the junior to be able to talk about points like that.
Great. Do you want to have a go? We haven't scripted this, by the way. Do you want to have a go? How excited are you to
Yeah,
be
look,
asked to do this?
obviously we don't have a reverse mentorship scheme at this fictional firm. And so this is quite daunting. I think it's daunting because when I've come to work, I've not really been able to share my full self. So keeping myself to myself has been my sort of survival mechanism. So then delivering this feedback is going to be quite tricky. But
I wish you joy.
Well, yeah.
Oh, are we actually doing this?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, right.
Come on, Tom.
Hi, young Louis.
Hi, Tom. Look, obviously this is a bit of a sensitive subject, so I'll tread carefully, but I just wanted to raise something that I noticed in our catch-up yesterday with Matt. I know that the deadlines are really tight around this sort of work, and so I appreciate everyone's working really to their limits. I just wondered how Matt felt when he left that meeting yesterday. I just thought some of the ways we communicated around his upcoming paternity leave might have left him maybe feeling kind of underappreciated, maybe a bit stressed. I wonder what you thought about that.
I have no thoughts about that.
Yeah, sure. I just know that Matt's had a chat with me, and he is finding it tough at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he didn't take paternity leave for his first child, and our firm now is promoting that as good practice and something that people can feel empowered to do.
So can I interrupt you there?
Sure.
So you think that wasn't a very effective way of doing it, and you would like me to do what?
Well, I guess an apology would go a long way. Telling Matt, explaining a bit more about where your concerns came from, and maybe rephrasing, checking in with him, seeing how he's feeling, where he's at the moment.
Okay, I can do that.
Great. Right, quick round. Thank you. It's hard. Let's imagine that Tom's had a come to Jesus moment. And has gone away, thought about his behaviour. Maybe when he's gone home and talked about this to his own children, has had that moment. I'm sure you've all got moments in your life where there's a little turning point, actually. There's this turning point from being fixed about something, about what my values are and how the man I am and how that's been established. And actually be goodish rather than good. Understand that there's movement here. Understand that there's learning moments, it's not all teaching moments. So maybe over a day or so, this guy gets it and wants to revisit that. So I want to go to a meeting they have a day or two later and maybe find a model for how we recover from situations that we get wrong from time to time, because we do get situations wrong. We will get situations wrong from time to time. So I want to give us a model for that. Let's go to work. Thank you.
Morning, Matt.
Hi, Tom.
You okay?
Good, thanks, yeah. Busy?
Yeah. Well, yes, we're all busy. I want to take a minute to apologise for how I behaved during our prep meeting for the client review.
Okay.
I feel like I pushed you unnecessarily about your leave and about your availability. And I made a comment about how best you can provide for your family. I am going to say this out loud. It wasn't my finest moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm getting a bit of pressure from the client. I passed that pressure on to you in a way that is not helpful, but hey.
Right.
Yeah, this is a very important time for you, and I wanted to... Anyway, look, I'm sorry. I really am.
Look, I appreciate that. You're right. It didn't feel great for me. Felt pretty personal when you mentioned some portfolio managers do their best work when they have to provide for their families. Felt pretty cornered. But honestly, some of the pressure is pressure I put on myself. It's not ideal that I'd be the first member of the team to take paternity leave.
Yeah, I know that. Look, family is the be-all and end-all. It's simple, and I should have been more thoughtful. So listen, I'll find a way for us to keep the client happy without putting any extra burden on you, okay?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, no problem. Have you ever watched that video of Sarunas Jasikevicius?
Sorry, I'm not sure I've heard of.
I'm not sure I said it right, but anyway, you don't follow Lithuanian basketball then?
No.
No. Well, he's at this press conference, he's the coach, and one of his players is having some time off for the birth of his child. It's his Brazilian guy, big power forward. And the press are giving him a hard time. They're saying, are you okay with this? You know it's the semi-final. Should he have the time off? And so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sarunas just says, well, of course I'm okay with it. I'm the one who acknowledged it and agreed to it.
He let his best player miss the game?
Yeah, he initiated it, actually. And do you know what he said to the journalist?
What?
He said, do you have kids?
I see.
He said, when you have kids, you'll understand, because it is the height of human experience. What do you think about that?
Nice.
Yeah. Now, I don't even know who was playing that day. I remember the words of the coach. And at some point in the future, we're not going to remember this project. We're not going to remember the client. We might not remember each other. But I'm sure the business will survive.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I really needed to hear that.
Good. Look, being there for your wife and your kids, it should be the most special, beautiful time. The fact that in 10 short years, they turn around, ignore you, stare at their phone and eat all your food, it's neither here nor there. Now, can you think of anything else going forward you need from me?
Actually, Tom, could I ask you for some advice?
Advice, yes, but I'll charge commission on that.
Take it out of my salary.
Yeah, go on.
I'm just wondering, what did you do when you were in my shoes?
When I was in your shoes, I probably messed it up.
Right.
No, all right, I'll hold my hands up. When it came to spending time with my wife and kids and seeing my kids grow up, I don't know, maybe I was frightened of it, maybe I didn't know how to ask for the time off. There was no precedent, there were fewer role models, but now, right now, I realize how special it all is. And things have changed. I mean, not a lot, but a little. And it's less discouraged to take paternity leave.
Okay, yeah, but if things had been different and you had taken leave, wouldn't you have been worried?
Worried about what?
You know, about your career, about being a team player.
Well, yeah, of course, that's probably why I didn't do it. But listen, can I offer you some perspective? And you can say no, because I'm better at financial advice than I am emotional advice.
Not sure our clients agree.
Steady. Being a top player doesn't mean sacrificing your well-being and your personal needs. Now, it seems to me like you want to be there for your family. It may be a week, it may be a month, it may be longer. but it sounds to me the desire is there nonetheless.
It is. But I'm just worried what people will think.
Well, look, we've got your back. Actually, I've got your back, okay? Just have a think about the time off and how much you think you need and how much you're comfortable with, and just keep us in the loop, okay?
Yeah, a lot to think about.
Good.
Guys, is now a good time?
Yeah, all good. Actually, I have to dash to another meeting, but Tom, yeah, I really appreciate it. Lots to think about. Can we meet again tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow's fine.
Discuss it further.
Sure. Young Louis, good timing.
Sorry, yeah, I wonder if you've got a minute to chat about the reports. I've just had some ideas.
Yes, I have, but first of all, I wanted you to see this. Chutney.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Thank you.
No, it's not for you. I want to know what cheese goes with it.
Well, actually, you've come to the right person because I am a cheese sommelier.
Of course you are. Let's go for a pint and discuss it, shall we?
I don't drink.
Yes, of course you don't. Come on.
And how much harder is it for us to have that second conversation than the first one? How much harder is it for us to be that tender, actually, in these situations? I wonder. I have my own experience of these things. I've experiences with my late father. Talking to him about various things, and I'm sure everyone in the audience has got their own experiences of what we've learned and what we've tried to do a little bit differently. And I've had those conversations all the way along the line in my lives. I'm interested in your reaction to that second conversation, because and again online, please share, my virtual friends. Don't be afraid of sharing if anyone's got something that they want to respond to with regard to the second conversation. Is anyone there? Yes, please. Thank you, Raphael.
One of the things I liked was that I think sometimes when conversations like that take place, people expect that person to be an expert, right, to be able to give advice, to be able to step in the moment, and oftentimes we're not. We use what we know is best. And what I really liked about it was the comments that he got earlier about leaning into sports, the humor, right, the kind of candor that he had. He almost like used those as strengths to have this conversation. So
right.
The basketball reference was spot on. Like, it was obviously a sport reference, but it wasn't for the sake of sport. It was for the sake of the story. It was something he knew.
Yeah.
And the humor, I think, was great as well. And so it's this idea of, like, we don't expect perfection. Be yourself, and you lean into who you are to be able to have these conversations.
That's lovely. That's a great observation with regard to what we've created there. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's still talking sport rather ridiculously, but he's using what the analogy actually for the purposes of this conversation, and humour's used lightly and appropriately to deal with situations. Anyone else? Yes. Oh,
yeah, I've got the mic. Yeah, I was genuinely moved by what he said, actually, in the way he approached that conversation. I think the humility of Tom going into that conversation, and I think if we all have a bit of humility going into a conversation, if we have to change our minds, there's no shame in that.
Oh, great, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I would echo the same thing. I think in the first conversation, I just thought Tom was like a self-centered jerk. And then in the next one, I just found him to be very authentic. I think to Nathan's point around the body language, he wasn't making eye contact because I think he was really processing what he wanted to say and to make sure that his messages were coming out.
Yeah.
So, just a much more authentic, likable person.
Yes. Yes. I've known men for a long time. I've been one for most of my life. But actually saying I'm wrong is really quite a hard thing to do. I find it really tough, actually. I would rather, I'll fight someone round and round before I'll kind of go, I didn't do well with that moment and I need to say sorry. And it's a process to get to those moments. Thank you very much. To have that level of humility. Anyone else? Can we get? Is there a microphone? One coming your way, sir. Anyone virtually want to share? Please do if you're able. We've got one coming. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. I think there was a really powerful moment there at the end of that scene with Tom and Louis where he takes the chutney out, and I think that is I think that's a pseudo way of a leader almost saying to their junior, actually, I've just had that conversation with Matt, and you were spot on with your observation. I think one step further, hopefully, maybe at that pint that they had at the pub or the non-pint, they could, maybe he could have said, actually, it was really good of you to observe that in that moment, and for you to actually tell me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're not aware of your own behaviours.
Yeah.
And how how you're behaving, and sometimes you need a third party to point that out to you.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a certain level of leadership to then also acknowledge that actually somebody else who's more junior to you was spot on with that. And I think that was a special moment in that scene.
Yeah, and maybe a great sign of a healthy organisation when people feel that they can. Actually, really healthy organisation that someone is able to share that feedback, so far up the line. Great, thank you, folks. The drama's over, and Howell, one of our actors, has had to run because he's off to Berlin to do a conference for us. So please give him and my and give Fraser and Leo a round of applause in their absence. Thank you for your candour. Thank you for your honesty. I'm glad we got past pantomime and to something and to actually to a heart of what drama can really do actually, and really touch our emotions and find a place that level of openness. And I suppose that's the one thing we want to come out of this is. It's all very well us saying, we need to be more vulnerable, but can we be people, and Matt, you've been a great role model with this, and a great support with regard to the script, actually, so I'm grateful to you. With regard to, can we be people that other people can be vulnerable with, actually? Because if we can't get it that way, let's get it that way. So one way or the other, we can support our colleagues to become goodish, actually, rather than feel like we're fixed and fighting in difficult moments to hold up and be a good boy. Folks, thank you all very much for interacting. These interactive sessions only work when people do. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you very much.